Jah will supply all I need. So tell them stay far with them selfish strategy. Lightning and brimstone upon breeze, waging war, blood sacrifices they will pay unto their money god. Young lives will be destroyed, and all those for sale are going to weep and wail. Economics will determine their worth, while the meek shall inherit the earth, and there'll be showers of blessings falling on I. Jah is thy portion. Jah will supply all I need. So tell them stay far with them selfish strategy. Lightning and brimstone upon green. Freedom time from all disease and broken minds. The nation must grow. All the food and the herb and the healing they've known all along, they must be reminded with this song that united we are strong. By the grace of the Almighty One, there will be showers of blessings falling on I. Jah is thy portion. Jah will supply all I need. So tell them stay far with them selfish strategy. Lightning and brimstone upon green. Oh, poisoning our bodies, poisoning our minds, keeping us distracted, wasting our time unless with active consciousness we overcome the programming and step outside the lines of control. In this battle for our soul, the only chance for freedom is to take it. Life is what you make it. You can be complacent and remain, but there's everything to gain for those who are called by Jah name. Yes, showers of blessings falling on I. Jah is thy portion. Jah will supply all I need. So tell them stay far with them selfish strategy. Lightning and brimstone upon green. Lightning I Lord when I'm treading on your road. Lightning I heart if I'm willing to do my part. Lighting I way, guiding I
Checky, 1 2 1 2. Right, this is one special show for all those who are listening on the internet only. This is an internet only show today because we're going to say some things that we can't say to people in general. So, as we play the introduction tune, Showers of Blessing, right, and this is the
Pearlz of Wisdom show.
you don't bow to Mike, you know, Mike bow to you.
Mike bow to me.
All right. Right, so
Pearlz, yes.
this is the Pearlz of Wisdom show, and I am not Sister Pearlz. I don't sound like Sister Pearl.
Lady
I
Pearlz.
don't. Oh yeah, Lady Pearlz. I don't sound like Lady Pearlz. I don't look like Lady Pearlz, and I definitely don't dress like Lady Pearlz because we're not into them thing there. We wear man clothes around here. All right. So, without no further ado, this word ado, you know. Ado.
Further ado.
Ado. All right, go on. Talk the thing. Introduce yourself. I got a special
Well,
guest
oh
in.
yes. So this is, you're now tuned into blessradio.org.
No, Bless Radio 1.
Blessradio.1.
Radio, no, Bless. We are. The website is blessradio.org.
Blessradio.org. Oh, that's the okay.
The
So
radio is called Bless Radio 1. You know, we
Yes.
look at the logo.
I'm just
But
catching
you have some
myself.
people out there, people that
Bless
is trying to
Radio
copy.
1.
You have people that pirating us now, you know.
Is it?
Yeah. They must call
seriously?
themselves Radio 1 too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
No original people out there, you understand? So this is what happened with our people.
Okay.
They see you do a thing, and before they stay where they are, they want to
Saying them
copy
late.
your thing
Yeah.
and put your thing on top of their thing. Like they don't have a brain of their own to think. So, you know what I mean?
Anyway, so
Without no further
we are-
things are going
Oh,
on.
go on. Yeah. So can I just give them the number then, so that they can they still call in?
Yeah, they
WhatsApp?
can call in if they want to call in.
So
Yeah.
if you want to call
But
in,
what we're gonna do, we're gonna start doing some things. We've got some plans for the FM and thing when we get back on the
Okay.
FM and
Okay.
thing. Don't worry about the FM people. All we do is
All
just
is
sit down.
well.
All is well. But
All
we just
is
sit
well.
down and I watch what go on because you know what I mean. You have too much frenemies out there. Wolves in sheep clothing and crab in a barrel situation where certain people don't want to see one rise up.
that's right.
But you know what? It's inevitable. Yeah. What will be, will be. You understand? And love conquers all. You understand?
right.
And with love comes great strength.
Yes,
Yes,
and
and-
great strength, and it takes a lot of energy to love, though. It takes a whole lot of energy.
Yeah.
But you know what, as well, it's not even so much with the energy; it's a choice.
Yeah.
You have, once you've made that choice, is a secondly, minutely, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly choice
Yeah.
to love. And when I say love, not
Yeah.
everybody can be loved in the way you would like to love them, but in general, you still got to choose to be loving then.
Yes.
But, you know.
Yes. And I'm glad you said that. Because what goes around comes around. Right? This is what we're talking about. And as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So what we're saying is this. You've been created out of love, and you kind of want to reject it and don't want to accept it when you go through life. When people try to love you, you don't go on like you don't understand what love is. But eventually, you're all gonna need love. So you best start giving it from now. Invest in love, because if you don't invest in love, when it comes time to cash in, your bank account empty. That means that it's only going to be you one with no love. Yeah, and I'm going to give you an example. Invest in love. So because like invest in people around you that really love you. Yeah, because when you get older, that investment will pay back. And when you get older, in your 70s and your 80s, the older you get is the more you want love. And then you're gonna
need it.
You're gonna need it because that's what you are.
Yeah.
That's what your true essence is. Love.
It's love, yeah.
Yeah. Don't bother. Not what. That's my opinion anyway. Your true essence is love. So that means
Boom. You know what? From experience, can I say?
Yes, you can.
I've learned not everybody has love in them.
Yes, you know why? Because not everybody has a soul. How are you gonna love if you don't have no soul?
Some are soulless, aren't they?
Some are soulless. Some people are born into this world soulless. Yeah, and you know what I mean. It's for us to plant that seed in them so that their soul can grow or their
but
soul
even
can
if you
enter
do,
them.
but even when you do, again, from experience, even if you do, there are some people that will just not either accept or not. No matter what you do, you could cut yourself, you could bleed, you could fling yourself on the ground, you could have balled till a man, you could do whatever. They still won't reciprocate. They still won't accept or give back or whatever. You just, no matter what you do, and like I said, I know that from experience.
So what you're saying is, no matter what you do, there's certain people that don't want love or don't want
They
to
just
embrace
don't
love.
know how, I don't think they understand, I'm still trying to figure it out, because like I said, it's so close to home for me. Yeah, it's so close to home for me. It's like, I don't know, it's very, very, very mind boggling. very, very mind-boggling what it is, because like I said, you could give that person the world, you could do whatever, and they still reject it. They still reject it. It's like they just can't, they have no feelings. There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
Maybe they don't want it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they don't want it. Some people reject love, not because they don't want love, it's because they don't know how to love. You understand? Some people expect, like especially in single parent family, there is always, sometimes there's a little bitterness or resentment from either the child to the father or something, or the child to the mother, whoever wasn't there. And then this child shuts down. Yeah, because he's saying like, my dad don't love me. Dad hasn't showed me how to love. Yeah, mother automatically gives love, but it's the father to show the youth what love is and how it works and how to give it back. You understand? A mother can only tell her son certain things and a daughter certain things, but a daughter learns how to love from day one, because sometimes the mothers, then what do? As soon as a girl child's born, they teach that child to be a mother from day one.
Yeah.
What do? You buy them little kitchen things, you buy them little dollies, you know what I mean? You buy them all these little things that is grooming them to be a woman. Yeah. So when they start maturing a lot quicker, they say girls mature quicker than boys. Why? Because you're giving the girls the tools they need to become a woman. But the boy them, you know what I mean? What you do? You buy them toy guns and them thing there. We speak they're gonna grow up to be, I don't say they're gonna grow up to be a killer, but my parents never bought us no toy guns when we was growing up. You understand? We had to make our own toys.
Yeah.
Playing in the dirt, find tire, stick, rope, anything, buckle, make tire out of anything. Yeah, you make toys out of anything. Get 3 buckle together, 4 buckle, put water in them, make some music. We have to create. But now everything is created for us, so we have to pick and choose what we want. No, we need to create with our mind, and we're not making this thing, this mind create. So Babylon is teaching our youth them what they should be, how they should be, which is not our culture, our African culture. And this is where we're going wrong. We're not teaching our people, our children, I should say, the African way. You know what I mean? The real way. We end up giving them too much material things that draws them away from us. And when we have a problem with them, we end up leaving them in their room with PlayStation, with phone, with internet, with music. That's not discipline.
Yeah.
So when my youth rebel against me, I understand, because I'm not disciplining him. I just put him and send him in his room. I tell his mother, lock off this, lock off that. But just the point of what I'm trying to say is that eventually, when you get older, you're going to realize that you are loved. Yeah? I'm telling everybody in advance, you know. Can't say me never telling you. What type all those who are listening, all type the internet people, yeah, all type DJ Mr. P, all type the Miss Carlin crew, yeah, the 767, yeah, 079, the number to call is 079 444 31366. All type bro Peter, brother Peter, yeah, right. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start doing a roll call, you know, when we get this thing. You trust me, you see there's certain things that I got in my head to do, you're gonna see everybody else start copying. And this is what I like, carbon copy people who copy other people. Originate for yourself.
But then they say it's a compliment, isn't it?
It's a compliment.
That's what they say.
To take something that somebody else has put on.
Yeah, that shows you that you're smart, you're intelligent.
All right, we cool. We got some things gonna do, and when we do this thing, nobody ain't doing it. Right? So when we do the thing, we're gonna see everybody gonna copy the thing. Yeah. So we'll see. Right. Before we go into the Black History talk with our new college student, yeah, our expertise, yeah, who's going to be reading from the book in a little while.
Hello everyone.
All right, so she's our special our researcher, our journalist, yeah, and we're going to talk about Black history in a little while, right? What we should do, we should just give her a little 15-minute slot.
Yeah.
Wherever we need to put it, like in the second hour, like 5 o'clock.
Like 5 o'clock, she can
Yeah.
have a little.
Yeah, 5 o'clock you start your show. It's not far from 5 o'clock.
Yeah. So about 5 o'clock you have a show.
Right.
Little
Yeah.
slot.
Little
What
slot.
am I gonna do?
You're going to read the rest of the
You
Black
just
History
read
thing
a
that you
little
was
bit,
reading
just
for the
remember.
past week.
Yeah. Before last week we done C.J. Walker, didn't we?
Yeah.
So this week we're gonna do Elijah McCoy.
All right.
The real McCoy.
Yeah, but before we do the real McCoy, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And as I said, with this, we're talking about love as well, because if you don't give out no love, you know, when you get older, you're not going to get none. You're going to get exactly what you've given out. By the measure you've given out is by the measure you're going to get back. So
And treat others as how you would like to be treated.
yes, you do that.
You understand? Treat others as how, cause that's the motto that I live by, you know. I've always lived that. My dad, again, he just pushed that in my brain. Treat others how you would like to be treated. So if you want to be treated with love and compassion and kindness and all of them lovely good stuff, you've got to treat others like that. I'm not saying every single body will reciprocate, but then you will know who's who to have around and in your life, because we can't just have anybody and everybody in our life. We have to know who would, you know what I mean, we're giving out our emotion and our energy to, but
Right. Now,
still treat others as how you'd like
how
to
you
be
want them
treated.
to treat you.
How you want them to treat you.
Right. The reason why also what we're talking about this, this is very important, this subject, and for those who are listening on the internet, this is for you. Yeah. As I say, what goes around comes around. The seed you sow shall live after you. Yeah. And it's also live as you grow older, you will see it.
Yeah.
Now, we have a saying, once a man, twice a child. And in that saying is a lot of wisdom, because people don't realize that once you become a child again, every child needs love. So when they was teaching us once a man, twice a child, yeah, they're thinking, oh, you're born with no hair and no teeth. Yeah, you can't really see too good and you can't talk. When you get older, you don't have no hair, your teeth them drop out,
Exactly,
you can't see too well, and you
thing.
can't somebody to push you on in a big pram.
Yeah.
Right? So that's twice a child. But what they also didn't tell you with this twice a child thing, every child needs love. Every child, when you look at a child is just an expression of love. When they're little, there's a wonderful baby, and even though he poop on you and piss up on you, he's still a wonderful baby. And even if he vomit his milk on you, he's still a wonderful baby. That is love. Because if anybody, big man or adult, come and vomit on you and piss on you and shit on you, you ain't gonna like that. But you will allow a baby to do it, right? Or even a child. So the point what I'm saying is that when you get older, you know, all right, it's a stage. Then you grow, you have love, you get into the world, you pick up all different things from the world, and you change and get some of you get caught up into the world and then forget what your true essence is. Now, as you get older, yeah, you start cashing in. Now, all the love that you put out there is what you're going to get back when you're older. I'm talking about when you reach 70 and 80. Yeah. Now, if you haven't given no love out there, who is going to be there when you're that age to give you love? Because what it is now, once you get older, you realize that you are love, that you need love to survive. Yeah. You need to express love to survive. And this is why a lot of our elders get lonely. Yeah, they're not lonely because no one don't see them. They get lonely because they got no one to love.
That's right.
You understand what I'm
It's
saying?
the truth, yeah.
Yeah,
They've got so much love to give.
Yes.
And they really want to express it and pour it out onto their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, people around in general.
Yeah.
And they can't do it freely.
They can't. There's no one to. The people around them, they can't love them because they don't really know them and they can't relate to them. But they can like them, but loving them is a different ball game.
Yeah,
right?
Different thing.
So as you get older, you become love. You become that. And you need to share that. That's what I'm saying. I've experienced a lot of things before my father passed, and I've realized he was trying to show us this essence of love. This guy don't know where he lives, you know. He walks straight past his house, you know.
He needs love.
Yeah, he needs love. He
To
got to
find
go
his
over there,
house.
son. Go over there, son. Yeah, right. So you need love. And when you get older, you're gonna need to give it, because that's all you are. That's all that is left in you. You know, all the bad boy thing and all the bad girl thing and all that. It's just a phase that you go through. Some people get hooked through it and get tekwe, and some people kind of come out of it and decide to live. But we are love, and we need love when we get older. Yeah. And we need to share it and give it. It's just a natural instinct. And you are like that when you're a child. So when you become a child again, when you're older, you have to give love. You have to share love. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to receive love. People might turn around and say, what's all this lovey-dovey thing? Man, this, man, that. Yeah, you can be all that now. Yeah? But as you get older, your brain matures. And different parts of your brain opens up when you reach 40. That's why they say life begins at 40. When life begins at 40, it doesn't mean your life around you will just change all of a sudden. But there's certain parts of your brain that takes that long to develop. Yeah, that you won't know till you reach that age. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And then they say, knowledge gaineth wisdom. And the Bible tells you, when you are in doubt, go to the elders. Yeah, the people with grey, white hair. Because they have also reached another stage of wisdom. So 40, you get a batch of wisdom. 50, you get a batch of wisdom. 70, you get a batch. It keeps on going on. And the older you get, is the wiser you're supposed to be. Because your brain changes. Your brain doesn't really die, you know. It just changes, and if you're moving in the right direction, showing love, you're just going to gain more wisdom, more wisdom, more wisdom. And the older you get, is more wisdom you will have. And you can't share that wisdom without love. Right, so that's my point, what I'd like to share with you today. So when you get old, you will eventually want someone to love you, or you will eventually want to love something. This is why old people have dogs and cats. You go to your granny yard or somebody, they might have a little dog, or they might have a little cat, or they might have some kind of pet or something. Majority of them have it. Even if the dog sleep out a door, yeah, they still have some kind of pet,
because
or
that's
something.
The only thing that they can show the love to.
They have to find something.
Got no one there.
It goes so deep that our elder man them, they take up allotments when they get older and start loving their plants. You understand? But they have to find something to love. And those why I said the guys who do the allotment, the elders, the elder women, I don't know what they do. They go bingo.
Or they get into their knitting.
And they love their knitting. But they have to find something to love. If you can't love, you're not living. You know what I mean? So that's what I'd like to show you today on this Pearlz of Wisdom show, is that love is a very powerful thing. And whether you want to reject it, whether you want to be the bad man right now, whether you want to be the bad girl right now, that's you. You're going through your phase. But you see, later on in life, you won't have no choice but to be what you was in the beginning, which was love. Because when you was born, if your parents or your mother didn't love you, you would starve. You would have dead. No one ain't gonna come to no cot and come and feed you. I'll feed you when I'm ready. You can cry all night. But no, we have to go through that, the teething.
But still, in saying that, even though some parents, some mothers and some fathers cannot love you, but they still would do the duty.
Yes.
Without the love.
Without the love.
Because, you know, again, like I said, experience. You understand what I'm saying? There's certain experiences, I don't want to talk out the whole of my business, but there's experiences that I've experienced where duty bound was looked after. Not saying, yeah, love me, yeah. But, you understand what I'm saying? Still had certain issues and feelings and etc. and you understand what I'm saying? Still did the duty that was supposed to be done. But I experienced certain unlovable moments. You understand what I'm saying? So,
all right, well, you can experience that.
Yeah, certain, you understand what I'm saying? You know, and it's the love of my father and whatever that strengthened me.
Yeah, they say God is love. You understand?
I'm talking about natural fathers, as well as, you understand?
Yeah, natural fathers. But remember this, one thing what people don't realize is still, some people don't know how to love. Really and truly, some people don't even know what love is. Yeah. Them say you never know what you got until it's gone. Right. But when love is gone away from you, then you will know what it is.
Yeah, but suppose if they don't know it, and they don't know what it looks like, or they won't even, they don't miss it. They don't.
Give you an example. A man and a woman in a relationship. Yeah, and the woman leaves the man. Now when the man goes, whatever, and they split up, whatever the case may be, the man goes home. There's no woman in the house. Alright, so now you're going to have to cook your own food. You're going to have to wash your own clothes. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to do for yourself, because you're just realizing now how much input this woman had in your household. Yeah, looking after the children. There's so much things that is done. Now, I'm not saying that a man can't do these things. What I'm saying is, though, once the woman gone, I'm going to give you another fine example. You've been in a scenario where you're in a relationship and the man gets on your nerves, or the woman gets on your nerves, and you say, go on, and we'll have an argument, and you both storm off. And when you sit down by yourself, you start think about the person and start realizing you make a mistake and you want them back and you miss them, and you start getting, well, all kind of funny things start coming at your head. And another way of looking at it, even when a person cheats on another person, the anger that comes in that person that finds out, that means you know you love them. If you didn't love them, you wouldn't be angry. See? So even in anger, there is love. You understand? Another example is like, how can I put it?
Yeah, but that's like you said, even in anger,
there's love.
Because of course you love the person, and you're not expecting that person to hurt you. You understand what I'm saying? So of course you're going to be angry. It's going to have all different branches with that anger. You understand what I'm saying? But you are going to be angry at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
More than angry.
Murderous. Sometimes it's murderous.
Some guys and girls and women, especially the women them.
No, don't bother with that.
No, listen. No, I have to represent for the man them.
Don't
obviously,
bother with that.
Man them. Yeah, don't know this part is true. Yeah, right. I represent for the man them, because you don't know, so we know it already.
Yeah, but listen to me. Let me tell you something. I'm a sister. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, I'm on my brother's them side.
All right, because you know it's a man thing.
Yeah.
Right. So
for
the
I
man
had my brothers, and I saw the madness that they went through.
Okay. So when the man them now, you see, like when a man left a woman now, you see, and you say, "Chat done with her, go on about your business." And next thing you know, you're in your yard, and you just get up, and one day you just want to go around her yard and beg her back. Yeah. Because you don't realize how much you love her until she's gone. Sometimes we're distracted with things that we don't realize. The person that we have in our midst all the time is the person that we need around us. Sometimes we don't know this.
Balance that out. Balance that out. When I say balance
sometimes,
it out,
not all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. When we're saying this on the radio, I always say that, and I'm going to be devil's advocate all the time.
No devil advocate.
Well, God advocate, whatever, but this is for the want of political correctness. We have to balance it out, right? Because not everybody's good for us.
Yeah.
Not everybody's good for us.
No, that's true. But everybody's a learning curve.
Everybody's a learning curve. They're learning. There's a learning curve for a reason. Because all right, then I'm gonna take myself. Because like I said, you know me already. I'm transparent. Yeah.
I can see you. You're not true. You're not see through.
When I say I'm, child man, stop it. It's just making me think. You're gonna make me lose track of what I've got to say. It's very important here for the listeners. Yeah.
I can see it. Can you see it?
Listen, right, I grew up like this. Yeah. Like I said, mother, father, grew up with them. Auntie, uncle, still there. Nearly enough, all of my people them together. Yeah, I saw all kinds of things, and they stayed with each other for the sake of the pitness them and etc. and etc. You understand what I'm saying? Right? I was taught half a father is better than none. Stick with this and I was brought up with that. Yeah,
half a father
is better than none. Right? Okay, so like I said, I saw a whole load of things growing up with this kind of view and thinking and all the rest of it. Yeah, a whole load of things that shouldn't have gone in certain cases, and you know what I mean, should not have happened. Children affected with certain things, etc. and etc. I grew up with that. Now, when I met my children's fathers and things, I was going through certain things, yeah, that was not good. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because of what I was taught, I stuck with it because I thought I had to, because that's what I was taught. The persons weren't right for me, but because of what I was taught, you have to be there for the children and you have to stick it out because But at the same time, my children's suffering, I'm suffering. The person went right for me. But because, like I said, what I was taught, and this is how it go, and this is how it's supposed to be, I wasted a whole load of years. Painful years.
True. Some women put up with some torment and some wickedness,
right?
Because of tradition,
or how we think it's supposed, or how we was told it was supposed to go. You understand what I'm saying? To the point now, my frustration, even to this particular day, you know, I've got my children in my ears, so, but you did and you done, and then you know, you come out of a dark place, you come out of a violent place, you come out of all of these horrible places with these people, and you try to get on with your life and you try to move on, and because of what you've been through and the children see things and suffering, sometimes they want to fling up in your face and go, and this is what happened and this is what, and you're thinking to myself, I'm gonna say me because it's me now, you understand what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, but wait, I tried my best in the situation, in what I was in, because I was taught that's how it's supposed to go. So I tried my best, you understand what I'm saying, to be the parent I was told I was supposed to be and stick it out because of the children and for the mother and the father, and that's how it's supposed to go. I tried my best, but in trying my best, my children are being affected. You understand? Scars and wounds and all the rest of it. So we have to, when we say certain things, we got to balance it out. We really got to balance it out, because no, just because you sit down there, because some people like dysfunction, you know. Some people are only used to dysfunction. Some people only think that arguing and fighting and carrying on and cussing, and they think that's what love is all about. I used to hear my Jamaican cousin, she said to me, if her man don't beat her, she don't think that he love her. If her man don't beat her. What kind of foolishness is that? What kind of foolishness are you gonna then bring?
That's a European thing.
If that's a Jamaican thing. Enough of them say it.
European thing. They say who beats you loves you.
Yeah. So some people's mentality is this: if you're not arguing and fighting and cussing and carrying on with that person, that means that you don't love them or they don't love you. Yeah. So some people who say they miss somebody, be careful what you're saying, what you miss, because some people love dysfunction. They love it. They love their heartache. They love the pain of it, because they're thinking if they're not feeling that enough pain, yeah, then they're not in love. You understand what I'm saying? So we've got to make sure we balance out what we're saying. I always say when we're on air, we've got to balance out what we're saying. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't want people to think, say, okay, it's all right to be in relationships that are verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically harming you, and because you miss it, then it's okay, stay in it, go back to it, or whatever the case may be. You understand? We have to balance it out. We have to really balance it out.
Well, I hope we can, because some people are in relationships and in abusive relationships. Some women are in abusive relationships. I'm going to say something, so some of them are like it now, and some of them like it.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Some of them like the beating.
This is what I mean. Because they think that's what the norm is, and so, you know what I mean. And like I said, again, it goes both ways. Some people they love it. They like I said, they love the dysfunction of it. But that's not love. That's not what you call. That's not love. That's abuse. There is no love in none of that.
They don't know the difference. But so, as I said, some people, as I said, I've met people that is like that, and they like this abusive relationship thing. And when I clock say, yo, hold on a minute, this girl love her beating. I said, are you mad? You know what I mean? No matter what you try to do to make peace, they will do something knowing that it's not going to make peace. You You understand? And I realized this is wrong, this is wrong, this is not right. So as we move along with that, it's like, what was it to the shows about what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
So we're talking a little bit about that.
Because it is, like you said, it is about the love. Because like you said, karma, what you put out, you're going to get back. If you want to grow and be a bad man or a bad girl and follow the crowd, there is a time that you got to come out. Yeah. Look, I'm telling you something. Young people listening, anybody listening who's got children or whatever, you're a young man or woman listening and you're up on the road and you're not got already. There is a time to come out of this game. Yeah. And you need to know what time it is, or set a benchmark within your mind, within yourself. Say, right, by the time I so and so, I'm done with this thing. Because at the end of certain road is dead. If they can even come out of it once they've got
it depends how they got into it.
How deep, yeah.
Yeah, it depends how deep you are. If it's an initiation thing, then you have an issue. But there is a way out of it. This is why the church comes in handy, because the church is an escape route for the man who wants to come off road, you know. So if a man want to come off road and boy, the man, they're going to come for me and just take yourself, go church.
I've heard the saying, blood in, blood out. Yeah.
Blood in, blood out. But but if you go church, it's just a matter of time. You still got to do your thing. You got church. Eventually, once you get serious with the church, the man them around you will know this, and they're gonna say, "We don't want this guy around with." You understand? I've seen it for myself, right? I used to move a certain way. Well, you know, because you used to be around us, and we was not nice. You understand? But then when I started to get into the book and to get into God and get into this and that, and when I find myself with my back against the wall and enough of the man, them soldiers, them wasn't there. It's just me one. You understand? Because when you're the main man in the soldier thing, when you look now, everybody say, well, you're the man, brethren. So nobody was there. And I realized I'm on my own, bro.
I'm telling you.
You understand? I'm the man. Yeah, I used to go out there and do my thing, but there's a point where I came and I realized I'm on my own. So when I realized I'm on my own, it's only me and God here. I said, well, boy, me and you gonna roll then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and do what I gotta do. And then I'm gonna done with this thing, because right now, you know, your back's against the wall. You have to clear up the mess, and then put yourself in a situation where, all right, the mess is cleared up. I'm over here, you're over there. You stay your side, I stay my side. We're cool, ish. And that's how I had to be. And then I just turn to God and I go into the Bible and this and that. And the more I got into the Bible, the more I'm pulling myself away from people. And then the people around me see me with this Bible and think I'm going mad. Well, it's not mad, I'm mad. Everything has its time.
That's right, yeah, it does.
Everything has a season. So for my message to the youngers out there or anybody listening who's doing what they're doing, everything has a time. Well, you might think it's good right now, but it all comes to an end at some point. But don't be there when it ends. Leave before it ends. Yeah, get out before it ends. Yeah, because it might have a bad ending. You don't know how it's going to end. Do you want to be there at the end? No. Move out before it ends. And man, them never want no Bible bashing guys them around them. So that kind of gave me a way to get out. You understand? To leave certain people behind and say, yo, I'm done with this. You know, it took a time. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but you know what I mean?
You know, I've seen it, like, you know, with where my son's concerned, and you know, he's trying to get out of certain things, and they're drawing in, like I said, blood in, blood out. That's what they said to him at one stage. And I said to my son, hey, blood in, blood out? Really and truly? So they're going to want your blood. Yeah, but if you want to get out. I said, that ain't going to happen. You know, but listen to me. I've seen some things where my son's concerned. And these people can be very, very persistent. They don't let up.
Yeah, I don't blame them though, but you have to look at the bigger picture.
You know what I mean?
When you are in problems, the man them is there. See, it's a bigger picture than that. Yeah? When you're in problems, the man them is there. Boom, everybody, you make a call, a barrage of man come rolling down. Yeah? But there comes a point in time where now you've done that. When they call you, you have to come.
This is the thing.
Yeah? The difference with me and them, with my time, is that when they call me, I come all the time. I don't even wait for nobody. I'm always the first man there. But then when you realize, say, yo, when you call them, not all of them come. You have to check the ones them that don't come and don't go for them.
Yeah.
When they call.
Yeah.
You understand? Or when they call you, don't answer the phone, and you ease your. That's if you want to come out. Yeah, so you can't walk out of this thing, because I tried to walk out of the thing. Man, them come to my yard.
Yeah, it's not a walkout thing. Listen, oh God, this is so deep. It's too much to even talk. It's deep, but like I said, oh my. Why are we talking? But this is just too deep right now.
No, but it's needed, because enough of our children are in this.
And I want to say so much, but it's like, oh my God,
you can only say so much.
You understand?
Yeah,
it's a lot. Like I said, it's in my face, which I see, and I've experienced with this child of mine. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the things, and do you know how many times death has tried to come for my child? You understand what I'm saying? But again, I'm you know what it is? Oh God, this is a deep subject for me, because you know what it is. Man. You know, when we're talking about the karma, what goes round comes round.
That's the part that they're not thinking about.
This is the part that they're not thinking about, but it's on a deeper level still, because if you not honor your mother and your father, it says your days will be well with you, and there's another part that says your days will be long. If you do not honor your mother and your father, things will happen to you. Yeah, and then there's a karma part of it as well, where what you've done is gonna come round for you. You understand what I'm saying? So I've seen it in all of the aspects there with that. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen it with all aspects of it. And you know what's hurting me at this moment in time, where my son is concerned, and like I said, I'm being transparent, because I'm not chatting the business. Like I have to be real. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm going to be on a radio station, I'm going to be real. I'm not going to pretend that nothing, everything is all right, because you know something, it could save someone's life at the end of the day. My experience going through what I'm going through can save somebody's life. You understand? It can maybe change something. It can save,
because even if a mother's listening and going through the same thing, realizing that we see it's a phase, you know, we all go through this thing where our children don't listen. I've been through the thing. I've done the same thing to my parents. Yeah. Remember, we did this. Remember, you being around. Oh God, right. This woman sitting next to me, she's been around as well. Yeah. Don't make it sound like she's on walk in the park. Yeah. So if any of her children listening, your mother's not no walkover. Remember me tell you this. She moved with some strange, crazy people in her time. Yeah. And I know them people that she used to move with. You understand? But we all get caught up in it. We all do. Although our parents saying not to, but you still used to hang around with certain people. Yeah. So our youth them is doing the same thing. It's just a different generation. You understand? There was a time when we never listened. I'm not going to lie. There's a time when I never listened to my parents. I reached a stage where, you know what? I've been listening to you since I was a baby. Now I'm in my teens. I don't need to listen to you no more. That's what I thought. Exactly. Which was wrong. Wrong move. Because everything they tell you comes back to you and bite you in the ass.
Bite you, nyam you.
They bite you, nyam you. It does, because it does.
Swallow you.
It does. Yeah. Because we try to warn them. Yeah. That's all we do. We warn them the mistakes that we make. It might come in like we're moaning and we're nagging, but it's not. It's deeper than that. It's not just physical, it's spiritual. You understand? Yeah. And so we're trying to warn you of the physical and spiritual and mental dangers and show you the mistakes that we made, but we don't tell you what we've done. We just tell you, don't do this, don't do that, don't go over there, don't talk like this, don't move with this, don't move with that. And you're telling me, you don't know nothing, mama, you don't know nothing, dad. You lot are old school, you're getting old. I said, I'm getting old. You're telling me I'm getting old? I'm getting old. Oh, so that means you'll soon be ready to step to me. From the time they say that. You know that.
Listen, now you're going to the next
I'm being through the thing.
Listen to me.
No,
I ain't called Sharon Armstrong for no reason. Trust me.
Right. See,
right. My arms are strong for a reason. With that, the step to thing there, right there.
Right. Yeah. So that's what when they say. My parents listening, my mothers and fathers listening. When your children say to you, "Boy, you're getting old," that means they hypothetically saying. You don't understand. You can't tell me nothing no more. You're too old to understand. Your brain, I get rusty. And furthermore, I don't even have to listen to you more than so. But I will listen to you out of respect. But I don't need to do what you say anymore. That's what we've been there, so we know what that means when they say, "Oh, you're getting old." So I said, "Oh, I'm getting old." I said, "Listen to me, my youth. I may be getting old, but you see this little circle here on the table, I will always have this button. And any hour, no matter how old and grey I am, no matter how you see me, never, ever in your lifetime even think about crossing my line.
Yeah.
No matter how, because I done prepared from you for you guys from before I left home, because I've been through the thing. So I prepared for all of you, because I know what it's like to be in the midst of certain people that are dangerous.
Yeah.
So I grew up with these dangerous people. Yeah. Some of them may be listening now. Yeah. But the point of the matter is, I learned the code, and I knew to show my youth them never cross that line. That's all I'm asking from you, because if you cross the line, I will have to remove you. from this.
Politically correct. You know. Yeah.
I would have to remove you from this earthly environment I have brought
from
you
this
in.
terra firma, you would have to removed,
Because that's how I got to see. I bring you here.
Yeah.
And then we always say the same. I could bring you here. I can take you out. Some people say that. I'm not meaning it because we're trying to threaten them. But we have a line of conduct which we have to do with our parents, which we would never cross. Never cross.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, we never used to put our parents in old people's home. We had to look after them. We had to respect them until they're dead. Right now, we have some children that don't even respect us when the time they reach. From the time we reach our 40, 30, the youth them are disrespectful. So we're saying, well, all right, we can understand your environment is different. Yeah. You are more acceptable to this European culture. Yeah. We are not. You understand? Because we know who we are. Yeah. You understand? So when you know that you are not European, you may, them say Rasta Nabania and come from Anya. You understand? So although we're born here, some of we don't belong here. You understand? The culture is totally different.
That's right, yeah.
And when you have a nation that is killing their own kind for land and gold and wealth, we're going to learn, we're going to take some of their culture and adapt to that. No. Our culture, we don't kill, straight up. That is our culture. We don't kill, we don't steal, we don't rob. You understand? If you're going to kill something, it's to survive, it's to eat. Yeah, or so forth, which you still shouldn't really kill. So young people, I show my youth them, I got my button, don't even think about it. Even if you see me 60, 70, 80, don't think about it, because I done prepared for you lot long time ago, because I knew what type of person I was. So I knew if my children gonna grow up anything like me or how I used to be, I better be careful, brethren. Exactly. So I make sure I put that implant before. Right, and they all tried it. They all tried it. And all of them try it. Yo, alkaline.
Yes.
Alkaline. Yes. Alkaline. Alkaline. Look, I can see from here. Right, so what you got to do is put your ride in one of those places. Oh, cool. All right, then. Oh, look, there's a space there. Just reverse. And you're in there, so we can watch you. So me, I'll monitor in case the green foot guy come walking up and down. Right. Yeah. Right. So people, youngers, I'm telling you the story because your children gonna grow up, and the way you are on road, you ain't gonna want your children to step to you at any time. Yeah. But what's this short car? What goes around comes around.
That's right.
You understand? So when we grow up in this bad man walk and bad man talk, our children are growing up similar, some of them, and you will find one that brought you that little bad man hole in the wall and get where. You know what I mean? The one that got away. You understand? So we have to catch them and bring them back, people. And
try.
Yeah, they all step to me, and obviously I got my little button there. Yeah, and let them know, so I will press it. I nearly pressed it a couple times. Actually, I pressed it once or two times on them, and let them know, say, what's my name? My name is Dad. I am the dad here. And I'm not saying it to belittle my sons and daughters and that. I respect them to the maximum. So even if they're listening, they're letting them know.
You know,
I respect them. But what I had to go through to get that was dread. I mean, sometimes we nearly come to war. Sometimes we don't even talk for months.
Boy.
But I am not backing down because I know all I'm asking for is respect. I'm not asking you to be a servant or a slave. I'm not putting you on a ball and chain. All I'm saying is respect this man, sir. Yeah, that's all. If you disrespect, then you stay and you be you.
That's right, yeah.
But don't be you in my space and
yeah,
disrespect my space.
Yeah.
You understand?
And this is the thing.
Right.
This is the thing that really gets to me, is the disrespect in your space.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Is the disrespect in your space.
Yes.
And that's the frustrating thing for me at the moment. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, me have to tread. It's like you understand.
You're walking on glass.
Me have to tread careful the car.
yeah. Because
you know,
they don't know. They don't know.
They just don't understand themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, something. And I have to just really and truly just.
You know what the funniest thing is about the whole thing? They think that we're old.
Yeah.
They think that we've had our time and it's done.
Right, listen to it. Right, okay, let me just, because I'm remembering myself, right, because you know what, I'm so far removed from the person. Blessings.
Yes, Russ Alkaline going to do some more alkaline sales and thing. Yeah, and so you will catch him out there, South London and Brixton. Russ Alkaline. Yeah, go on, Tris.
Yes, I'm far removed from the girl that I was donkeys of years ago.
Like when you used to move with us.
Mad gal. You understand?
When you used to move with us.
Mad gal. You understand what I'm saying? But greetings and blessings and au revoir. Bonjour. Sister Lily.
You see with the Chinese self. You see, that's what I mean, you know. Look Chinese. You never come here like that, you know. Alkaline. It's your fault.
It's him chinky hair up, innit?
She come here English and leave here Chinese. You see?
I'm gone.
Anyway, back to the beating.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm far removed. Of course I was young and I was just, you know what I mean? And I had a reason for being the way that I was anyway. There was a reason for that madness at that particular time of life. You understand what I'm saying? And going down that particular path. And etc. and etc. You understand what I'm saying? So by the time of having my children, and you know, I was, like I said, a journey of learning and becoming the woman that I am now. So because I'm no longer that person, the maddie person, but they seem to think mummy's, soft.
Yeah, you run out of MOT.
Me run out of MOT. You understand what I'm saying? We run out of everything. You understand?
Yeah.
But and they try to put, not even they. I can't say they. It's one in particular. You understand? But test the boundaries and test the. My son said to me one day, he purposely tries to press my button because he wants me to knock him out.
No, they want to know what it is they want to. We are men. We are rulers and conquerors. Explorers, like the lion in the jungle.
Dominant and
we are that. So we need to make sure with our surroundings, we are in control of our.
But I said to him, I've said to my son, like I said, mothers out there with boy children, I'm talking about this for you, from my experience, The boys then want to be dominant because that's their nature, and I understand this. The nature of a man to be dominant. I'm not saying negatively dominant.
Yeah, but it's nature. All nature is like nature's like that. All the animal kingdom is like that.
All of it. I understand it. So mothers who are growing up boys, it's natural for them to want to be domineering and dominant. But there's a way about it. I said to my sons, go dominate your girl or go dominate a job. You understand what I'm saying? I'm your mother at the end of the day. Don't come in here and want to come try dominate me. Yeah? Go dominate your bills. Go dominate something. Don't you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand? But I understood what it was that was going on, and I had to let them know I knew what they were doing and trying to do. You understand what I'm saying?
They think we don't know.
They think we don't know. You understand what I'm saying? So every now and again, I have to put him back in his place, and he will remember this place. And then every now and again, him lick him head again, and him forget himself, and he's like, all right, so I'm going through a period of lick head now. At the moment, so it's like I have to say, all right, then I have to go put you back in your place again.
That's what mothers are for.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like it's frustrating because the thing about it is a thing where being real. say it out cold. You understand? But again, like I said, it's my child. You understand? It's my child. And I would prefer it be an amicable thing. But sometimes mothers, let me just tell you the God's honest truth, sometimes mothers and fathers, because there's fathers out there looking after children for themselves, sometimes you got to understand this. And I'm understanding it. And as painful as it is for me, and it has been painful, there are just times when you and your children or child will not get along. And it may be a short-term thing, or it may be a long-term thing, or it may be a permanent thing. Yeah? But you can't, I no longer beat up myself about it. You understand what I'm saying? I know, because I used to beat up myself about it, because, you know, you always hear these things, well, you know, if your child loves you, it's a measure of what kind of a parent that you are. But like I said, you can give and you can give and you can give. You can do somersaults, bend backwards, do cartwheels.
And they could turn around and say you don't love them.
And they still turn around and tell you that you don't love them. Oh my God. Do you know how frustrating and hurtful that is when you do?
Now, this is why I say, growing up, right, this is why I have to say, remember what we said at the beginning, is that girls can mature quicker than boys, because girls was taught how to love from young. Yeah, otherwise you give them a doll. They're left to learn how to love that doll. They need to look after that doll. And you get little kitchen utensils, and you got to feed that doll. That is love. You understand what I'm saying? What you're teaching the child. We don't teach boys how to love.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? So when
but in saying that, I'll have to say maybe our generation never taught our boys, but one thing because like I said, from experience and seeing things, I made sure that my children understood love.
Understanding it and knowing what it is two different
things. They saw what love was. They felt what love was. But like I said, even though still, I purposely went out of my way, showed the affection, showed the attention, every football match, skating, basketballing, whatever I showed it, you will still get the ungratefulness. You will still get the rudeness and the disrespectfulness or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Because that is just the way the child is wired. The mind. When I was studying childcare, and we was doing about the mind and behavior and all the rest of it, and you know, and things like that. Irrationality, irrational thinking is actually a mental illness. Irrational thinking is a mental illness. Yeah? And some children just have irrational ways of thinking. It's just in them. So you have to, if you don't understand that child has that mental illness or that mental balance, you understand? You can't understand their behavior and their way, and you understand what I'm saying?
It's not a mental unbalance. Listen, it's not. I'm gonna tell you again. Some people don't know how to love. Some people don't know what love is, right? And I'm gonna explain that to you.
But they were saying it was a medical term, but
no,
it's a
not.
Medical imbalance in the brain.
No, that's not a rubbish.
It isn't. You have to study, because you see lithium, but they're saying because they said with people who have manic depression and bipolar is lithium. There's something in the brain, the electric, because we're made up of electricals, that there's something in the pathways of the brain that is missing, and you have to replace that with lithium. Lithium is something that generates electricity. So it's a thing where sometimes we don't understand what is going on. I've studied the thing, I've seen it, because I can't, you're gonna make me want to go into too much detail. But like I said, we need to, like I said, understand certain things. So is it a thing where, did I need to put my child on medication? Did I need to, you understand? It's a lot of things that needs to be understood.
No, that's a lot of rubbish. I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I went through those same rubbish when I was going to school, yeah? And to me, it was a lot of rubbish. To me, it was just a whole heap of lies for them to keep you down, yeah? I said something already about a couple times, that some of these young ones don't know how to love, and they don't know what love is, yeah? And why I say this is because I was one of these guys. And no matter how much love my mother and father gave me, I did not understand that it was love. I thought to myself, that's what parents do.
I hear what you're saying.
You're a mum. That's what you got to do. You're a mum. You got to put my food on. You got to wash the clothes. You got to take me to school. You got to come to the parents' evening. That's what you have to do. I
hear that.
They're not looking at it as love.
Yeah.
You understand?
And I hear what you're saying there, because what you're saying there actually ties up. You understand what I'm saying?
So they separate they separate your works.
Yeah.
So they cut and slice your works to say, oh, well, you have to do that because you're a mum.
Yeah.
No, I did it because I love you.
Yeah.
And I want to continue sharing your path with you so that you'll be on the right direction.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because it's love. They don't see that. You understand? When you go home and you cook the food and make sure the dinner's on time, they think that's what you have to do.
And I hear exactly what you're
saying. So when they get their women, they expect their women to do the same thing. But they don't realize the reason why a mother does that is because she loves me and she doesn't want me to be hungry. She doesn't want to be in the kitchen cooking every day, but she has to because she loves us.
And then if you don't do it, that means that they don't love you.
Yeah. So if you don't give them no food,
or if you don't do this, and you're so right.
Right. So that's one of the examples. Right. So make me get it right for you young people out there. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. With your because I keep things real.
Entitlement, isn't it?
Don't get it twisted with your little iPop thing. Like we don't love them and we ain't there for them and all this hype up. Do you know what love is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a child? Do you sit down there and change that child's shitty nappy? Are you up all night cuddling in that child when that child's teething? Are you there bringing that child to nursery, making that child gets all its injections at that time? Are you there sitting in hospital 9 hours when your child is sick? That is love. We don't do it because we have to do it. We do it because we love you. Don't get that twisted. I'm going to tell that to everybody. Every guy, gal, pitney. We do it because we love you, as parents. When you get your child, and your child is sick, you're going to realize what you're going to be doing, and you're going to understand or overstand and then understand what love really is. Then what we said to you is going to come clicking in, but it won't click in until you start loving your own child. Then you will understand what we were saying. So I was one of these youth that grew up that didn't know what love was.
I hear you.
We didn't have a thing where we grow up and we go, oh mommy I love you, and oh daddy I love you, and that in our house. Forget about that. You don't hear them talk there. If I want something from you, say yo, pass the cup there, and you give me the cup. No thank you. We never grow up with that. You know what I mean? Mommy say, God don't says I make me a cup of tea. You bring up the tea. It too cold. Go back. You don't get thank you sometimes. You understand? So we didn't know what this love is. You understand? We just thought everything was a routine. But then, when you find out what love really is when I grew up. When did I find out, kind of understand? I started to understand love when I was about 30. Because it does take time you didn't when about 30 that's why they say life begins at 40. That's right. But really and truly the young people don't know what love is. You got feelings for somebody, you got emotions for somebody, you care about somebody, but what is love? When it's given to you, do you know the difference between love and caring? You don't know. You better know the difference, because you're gonna have to show your child the difference. And you got to show your baby mother the difference between loving her and caring for her. There's a difference. So when I realized I didn't know what love is, I didn't know how to love a woman, because I wasn't taught how to love a woman. I was taught how to defend and protect the family from day one, from the age of 12. So I didn't know what love is. I didn't know how to show love. I didn't understand it. I thought I knew it. Oh, mommy, daddy love me. Yeah, but what it is, I said they love me. I didn't understand the word. Yeah, you love me. I love you too, mum. But to me, it was just a word growing up without no understanding or teaching of what actually it is. So now I've grown up and realized what love is. I've realized, yo, we all need this. Not to be soft, but it's part of it.
Why do people put soft and love and soft in the same kind of same sentence? It's nothing to do with being soft.
No, because love is always associated with being soft and being good.
But sometimes love has to be tough.
Yes, love has to be militant too. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. We never ever touch on the tough love and the militant and the, you know what I mean? Those two mushy to make the man them feel like they mustn't love.
Make I tell you how sneaky our youth them is. they love, but they want to be so militant and so I'm the man. They want to cover it up, right? Because they don't want it to seem so. So what they say, yo, that's my dog, that's my boy. You understand? That's my P. What you're saying is you love him. You love the brethren. That's like, I love him like a brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? But you don't say you love him. You say, that's my dog.
Yeah.
That is your expression of love. That's what you love has resulted that you call a man my nigga. That is what love has resulted to now. He's my dog, he's my nigga. What you're saying in a nutshell is that you love the brother. You got a brotherly, you have a love for him.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why he's your nigga, brethren. That's why he's your dog, because you have a love for him. But you don't want to turn around and say you love him, because it don't make you feel good to use the term love.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. When you go out there and you do something and defend your brethren, you defend him because you love him. You have love. That's my brethren. That's my nigga. I got love for my brethren. I got love for my nigga. And people say, why are you using that nigga word? Because nigga is not a negative thing. We've taught that it's been a negative thing, but it's not. So the message today is, brethren and sisterins and young people, know what love is, because when it's right in front of your face, you don't see it. It's only when it's gone. What I'm saying, you never know what you got until it's gone. Right? You never know how much you love your mother or father until they're gone. You don't know how much you miss them until they're gone. And when they're gone, you lose the plot. You turn a madman because my mom's gone. When somebody dies, my dad just... sometimes it's all emotional and everything's up in the air. Because you love them. They took up that space in you. And when they're gone, that space is empty. That space was filled with love. And now they're not there physically. That space is empty. So you have to look at the real deal of parents carrying the love for the child, and the child or the person's carrying the love for each other. It's a space that we have inside where we keep it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's all it is. So you know what love is, because I didn't know nothing about love till I reached, even when I got my first couple of youths. I don't know what love is. I check for my youth, I bring them in the buggy, but do I love them? I say I love them, but I don't know what it means. How do you show love? How do you express love? How do you receive love? What is love? Love is not just a word, but we categorize it in such a way that it becomes just a word instead of an energy.
It's actions, isn't it? That's right. Energy is actions.
Love is energy. Love is power.
Yeah.
It depends on how you use it, but you need to know what it is so you can identify it. So when mother is cooking, cleaning, washing, bringing you to school, that is love. That is not weakness. That is not a mother's role. That is love.
It's love. But let's just again balance it out, because mothers can do that because that's their duty to do.
Let's go to the fathers.
You understand? That's their duty, but they might not love. You understand? The same thing with the fathers. The fathers may do it because it's their duty to do it. But you understand, they can do all of those kind of things, but there's other little things that go involved. You understand what I'm saying? It's a deep thing. We have to, like I said, we have to balance it all out, because we can do the duty of parenthood without the actual love. You understand? We just have to do it as a duty. You know, so we have to, again, like I said, when we say things, we have to balance it out and know that it's not just the duty of it and just doing the everyday mundane things because it's our duty to do it. There's other bits that are involved. You know what I mean? Where the love bit comes in.
There is. And especially with the fatherly thing, a lot of youths them don't have fathers around them. And they say, well, my dad wasn't there and this and that. Listen, some people don't have no mother or father. Yeah. Some people were put in care without none of them. And now the person that's looking after them and bringing them up ain't even their mother and father. That's a total stranger that took you up and loved you. You understand? I've been through these things. Yeah, I've been through care homes. I've been through all of them kind of things where we're the only black person in the whole school. Yeah, not even the whole class, the whole school. Have you ever been to a school where you're the only black person in the school? You're coming like a cherry on a cake. You understand? You stand out. But we turn around and say, well, we have to understand this love thing, because it's a very powerful thing. right? And especially when the man ain't there to play the role model and the father to bring up the boy as a man. You wasn't there. You know how much time my youth turned around and said to me, you wasn't there for me. You never done nothing for me. I said, what? You what? Brethren, you got a roof over your head. But yeah, but you wasn't there. I go, so how you get the roof over your head? How you think your mother get all these things? How you think she fix up her yard? How you think she put food on the table? Well, you think how much time she broke and she don't phone me and say she broke? You know about them thing there? When she depressed and she crying and she come to me bawling because you lot are stressing her out. Are you there? So you don't know what I do. I don't have to be in the house in your face to show you that I'm there. I can do certain things behind the scenes, like the puppet, pulling the strings, but I'm there. You know what I mean? And if worst comes to worst, I will come out of my comfort zone and be where I need to be. You understand? But there is some youths and men, them young men out there that never had that fatherly love. But it's not the fatherly love. It's that we needed someone to teach us how to be a man, as well. How to deal with situations in life. How to walk straight in life. And some of we have fathers that teach us, or uncles or somebody that will always tell us, boy, you're doing that wrong, man. You're doing this wrong, man. Don't do it. And then after a while, the person who's been told, they don't even listen to some of the advice.
This is what I'm saying.
Right?
They don't,
so when they end up messed up, and they can't move and they can't walk and they can't feed themselves because their arms in a sling and their legs broken or they got a bullet or a stab wound, now you're in hospital, you can't walk. You can't come out. Who you gonna call to now to help you? The same people you disrespected?
Thank you. There you go.
Because your brethren, them ain't gonna come to your house and make shopping for you.
There you go.
Yeah? Your brethren ain't gonna come and wash your sheets for you and wash your pajamas for you and change your wounds. Your brethren ain't gonna do that.
The same parent that they're disrespecting is
the same people that's going to be there when your back's against the wall and when you're wounded, or when you're hungry. And I'm telling you, because I've been there. Same. The stone that the builder refused,
that's right,
will be the head cornerstone. And we are the parents, which is like the stone that the builder refused. I have been through things. Listen, Pearlz, I'm sorry to go on, but I'm just emotional now.
I know, but we have to talk about this.
I have been through some things, Pearlz. I've been wounded sometimes. I've been through some things. One time I was wounded, I had about 30 odd stitches and all of that. Couldn't come out of bed, And my baby mother took the piss, because she knows that I'm wounded. I can't help myself. I can barely go anywhere. She treated me like a dog. You understand? Yeah, look, you can't move now. I got, and run up her mouth because she knows now the man is not the man no more. He's wounded. Now, who can I call to look after me? You think I'm gonna call any of my brethren them to come say, yo, brethren, man's wounded and I need some shopping, bro. Boy, man's not on that right now. I got things to do. Where are they? Where were all the X amount of carloads of brethren that I had? Where were they? None of them. You understand what I'm saying? Who did I have to resort to? I have to go to my mum's yard to go and get something to eat. The same one that I'm not listening to. I have to go around my dad's house and sit down there. He's gone back his business because I wasn't dealing with him properly. But yet, I could have to go there and sit down and find something to eat. Because the people them that I thought loved me didn't love me. When I was wounded, they wasn't there when I was wounded. So I had to resort back to the stone that the builder refused, because they're the only people, no matter what I've done to them, they will love me, they will help me, they will help me patch up my wounds. So I thought. But it came out wrong that mommy never had no time because she was wrapped up in a church. Daddy never had no time because he was wrapped up in a pub. So that means it was just me one. I forgot back to the thing true, wounded. I left the woman's house and I went back to my house on my own. And I stayed on my house for 6 months on my own. Yeah, the Most High brings somebody to me eventually. But I'm just trying to show you, man, them out there, that when you're wounded and when your back's against the wall, you will know who loves you. It's not because your brethren's got your back means they love you. The one that loves you is going to be there when you're wounded and you can't move and you can't feed yourself. You understand? And you can't wash your clothes and you can't go shopping. That's the person that loves you. Now, when you find brethren that's going to go out there, make shopping for you, and all these kind of come in and clean up your house, then you have a brethren. Yeah. But you point at one of your brethren that can do that, or will come and clean up your house for you. Yeah. So when we're moving on the path of the brethren, then there's only so much your brethren will do. They will have your back. I'm not saying brethren ain't good and brethren are negative. Some brethren are tight, got your back because of the circumstances of the road. You have to have man them to have your back. You understand? But what happened when you fall? The man there cannot be there for you. When you're in hospital with stitches, the man there will come and see you 1 and 2 times, and then you don't see them again. So who now is gonna patch you up? Mommy. So you just think about that in the long run when you're on any path in life. If you're on a path which is kind of iffy, then you need to think about, well, boy, anything can happen, you know. But if a man get himself in a situation, I know my mom will look after me. Will she? Will she? Are you respecting her enough for her to do that? She could turn around and say, here's the phone, call your brethren, the one that came around there every day call them and leave you there. Because you're wounded, you can't do nothing. I've been there, so now I'm sharing it with you, and I'm not having a go at the man them or the girls them, but I have been in some wounded situations where none of the man them did come. None of them. Some of them actually run gone because the situation was tricky. You understand? But I had to deal with the situation on my own, and it was just me and the Most High. That was it. And when that happened and I realized it's only the Most High taking me through, that's when I start respecting my parents for carrying me the way as far as they did. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have to. They didn't have to put food on the table. They didn't have to pay the bills. You understand? These little tiny things that our children take for granted.
They take for granted. They think that we have to.
We don't have to.
We don't have to do nothing.
We choose to.
Yeah, we choose.
We choose to. Mum could just
to do a thing.
We don't. Mum could just take up herself, get herself a 1-bedroom flat, and go about her business. Or could just pack up her thing. So look, let me and the little ones, we going to Africa. You stay there in the yard. You can have the yard. Since you want to be the bad girl, have the yard. Take the yard. Pay the electric. Pay the gas. Pay the council tax. Make the shopping, and make sure everything is running. Can you do that? You're gonna say, man, we'll make some money. Yeah, but it's not. It's a skill. It's not easy to keep a house together. It takes skill. It takes experience. You can have money and pay bills, but organizing and paying things and making shopping and making sure this don't run out, keeping track of things. It takes time to mature into that role, and then you will know. And mothers do that. Fathers go out there and make the money. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. It's time for our wonderful guests here, right? We're bringing the Esto resistance of the show.
It's really emotional. Here.
It's emotional here.
What's going on?
Because we have to share the thing with people.
It have to be real, because sometimes things get emotional.
It does get emotional.
Get real. It's real out here. There's real things going on.
Yes.
And people sometimes like to brush their feelings underneath the carpet and hide and go and like say they're not feeling nothing and nothing ain't going on and rah. But you know what? At the end of the day, this is Bless Radio 1. We are real here.
We're keeping it real today.
Yeah, we're keeping it real. All emotions. It may sound like it's all over the place and you may not think good, but you know what is a real thing going on here, real emotions going on here, because we have had an emotional
journey from the beginning.
Yeah, we've lost people. We've gone through situations with families, teeth in the night, teeth after the night. We've been through a whole lot of things and still going through a whole lot of things. The teeth in the night start repent. Oh.
Them start bring back things. Yes.
They never.
They had to.
Then bring them back.
Then bring back some things, brethren. Make I tell you something. I'll tell you the story afterwards, yeah? That's why what goes around comes around. That's why we're telling you these things, people, because especially the youngers, you don't understand about life. You don't understand about energy and karma. These things are real. Karma is real. The universe is real. The universe don't sleep. God don't sleep. We can call God the creator, whatever you want. Does not sleep. Yeah, and it's just. So when people do things to you, it doesn't matter how long it may take. You might wait till they're 70 years old, but it will come back unless they make that step forward and cancel it by repenting or saying sorry.
Sorry,
Yeah?
repent is sorry, another
repent.
form of sorry.
Yeah, that's a way of cancelling the karma that's gonna come to you. When you disrespect your mother or your father, right? Eventually something will come to you.
Gonna reach you.
Now you gotta sort that out before it comes.
Something going to reach you, bad man, and that's like I said, that's the scary thing that these children don't understand. Some of the wickedness that is reaching some of Una Pitney's because Una don't respect your mother and your father, don't honor them.
Yeah,
and
you
some
don't.
of the things them that are reaching some of it is because of that.
Yeah, but I blame the English culture because we got a bit of our Caribbean culture and African culture from our parents. We're nearer to the source.
Yeah.
But some of us was born here.
Yeah.
So now our children born here directly are European.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They eat European, they grow European. All the children at the school was European. When they go to school, they're eating European food
yeah.
and all these kind of things. So their culture, unless we embed our culture into them and our proper family values, tradition, maintain it, uphold it, then they can adapt to certain culture without realizing that that's not our way.
That's right.
That's their way.
Yeah,
I've seen some white people talk to their parents like shit. Cuss them.
Oh my God.
Cuss them.
If they talk,
Cuss them. Regine, man
tell
them.
them to F off and
Any of the man them listening, yeah? Check your white brethrens then and show me that you haven't seen them disrespect their parents in a certain way.
Listen to me.
They talk to them when they get once the girl them can put on lipstick, they think they're big women.
Yeah. Oh,
Once the man them can go to the shop and buy condom, they think they're big man. Mommy can't tell them I'm going out. Oh, but I need you to go and do it. I'll do it later. Oh, what? Later? Oh, but John, I need you to get some electric. Oh, mom, go and get it yourself. You think we raise like that?
The things
We've
that they have
adapted to another culture that is not ours. We're taking on certain ways. Our children has taken on a tradition that is not ours, a culture that is not ours. But you children and you young people, if you go to Africa or Jamaica, you can't go on like that.
You're done. You're finished.
You're that dead.
You don't have no teeth.
You can't do that where we come from.
My mom said to my brother one time, "We will kick you till me can't find you." You understand? Me will kick you till me can't find you. So that right.
Yeah. My dad thought he was a bad man when he went back to Jamaica. My dad was in his 40s. One time he went back to Jamaica. He was in his 40s, about 47 or so. Come back with a dent in his head.
Oh, bro.
What happened to you? Your mother licking with a pot.
Okay.
47 years old.
Okay.
And your mother will lick you with a pot because you're feisty. That just shows you, no matter how old our generations, our elders who hold on to tradition, no matter how old they are, they got their button. Even if it's a Dutch pot to bust your head with, it's still a button.
Or the rolling pin.
Or the rolling pin. But it's something.
There.
That every time you comb your head and the comb go in at that dent, you remember mommy. Right, so that's tradition.
And like I said, the social services, the threat with social services. Now the children say, well, I can call the social services. I'm going to call the police. You understand? If their parents want to tell them off or whatever. It's messed up, but what do you want to do?
This one or that one?
No, but you can't have my one because...
You're an adult now. You're a big woman.
So you have to sit in the hot seat.
You are a little adult.
You have to sit in the hot seat.
You have to sit in the hot seat.
Yeah, but what are you doing?
You cannot be sitting there.
Yeah, this is
baby. So you're a presenter.
So you're So you're gonna have to have a hold of mic. Our next presenter is coming on now, so
we've got some mature presenter now. Who she's going to read some stuff. So people, we got it off our chest. Yeah, a little piece.
It maybe come out kind of sideways. I don't know. I hope it never came out sideways. I hope you lot got the gist of what we was.
Well, yeah.
You know what we was talking about, because it's been emotional. So we've had to just let it out and just.
We've both been going through similar things.
That's what I'm saying. There's a similar things we've been going through at the same time.
That means it's not all of us. It's just not us alone.
Yeah, it's not us alone. That's right.
A lot of us is going through. A lot of our parents are going through some
a lot of
crap
things right now. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my God, listen to me, my brother.
Don't worry, my dear.
Mercy on my soul.
They're gonna get the pitney them gonna get put in place because things are changing. The cosmos is changing. Everything is changing. They will be put in place. We don't have to do nothing.
Please, Father, listen to me as I'm on the radio. Father, may I beg your door. May I pray, Father, door, please. Father, please hurry up because we can't take it. Lord God, we can't take no more. Jesus, boy. No, really. Sorry. I just have to get that.
That wasn't part of the show. That not in the script. Where you get that part? That not in the script.
Listen, it's frustrating, guys. I have to be real and honest. It's frustrating.
You're frustrated.
It's frustrating because you know when you really want to bend it and bruck it and you can't. You just have to just be humble and
That's
calm.
how I felt, but she never turned up.
You know, I just have to be humble and calm.
Yes, I hear you.
Calm. Was it humble? What I'm saying?
Humble calf drink the most milk.
Yeah, me have to just be calm and just walk good, you know, with calm and humbleness and just let Father deal with the situation,
Right.
you know.
Can we bring on my princess?
Yes,
because we're getting so
sorry.
emotional.
Anyway,
Right, come. Right, so we're bringing our
All
princess,
right.
and your
Come
name
on,
is?
my darling.
Who?
Shadira.
Here's one mic. Here's one mic.
All
She's gonna
right.
have to. She's growing up now. She can't be sitting on your lap no more.
No,
Right.
no.
So
on
we're
her
gonna put her
chair.
in the hot seat, and she's going to be reading from the book called Five Notable Inventors. Right. So family,
Notable
give thanks. You can
inventors.
get the show on YouTube. Yeah, we got Bless Radio 1 YouTube, and you'll get this show. You'll be available in a little while. It hasn't been labeled up yet, but we'll do all that for you. And next week we're gonna continue this conversation because I have been in a situation where my youth them stepped to me couple times, more than a couple times, and I got 6 boys to deal with. Yeah, and all of them try it, and all of them have to sit down and know themselves because God is God, and man is man, and boy is boy. Yeah, that is it.
And that is it.
Right. Right.
All right.
Remember what the first one? God is God, man is man, and boy is a
And
boy.
boy, a boy.
Yeah.
And boy, if you know himself.
Boy for know himself,
All
man for
right.
know himself, and God know all
Yeah, all of
things
it. Yeah.
because God is in the air that we breathe. So we're not talking about God as a man or a figure. I'm talking about the elements, the creation, the air that you breathe, the water that you drink. Everything is alive. Yeah. And you, and we're going to talk about that another time.
All right. Come in.
Right,
my
so
daughter.
I'm gonna bring in my MC, my stories, stones, my coffee without no cream. You know what I mean? Come along, sit down, take the chair.
Take the hot seat, darling.
Take the hot seat.
Get in it. No,
Oh, there you are.
not that one. This one is. We're speaking to that one.
Right, so
So,
there you are. There's the book.
introduce yourself. Go on, my daughter.
My name is Shadira, and I'm 8 years old.
She can end the show.
And then, what have we been speaking about for 2 weeks now?
We've been speaking about Black History Month and how people have been creating things in the past and selling them to be making money and having shops.
That's right. So we read about who was the first person we read about,
It was Jan.
and what did Jan do?
Jan made a shoe machine that could last.
That's right. And the last means that it helps helped him bend the lever over to pin it onto all the other bits and pieces like the soles and whatever. Yeah. And then who did we speak about after that? We spoke about
Madam C.J. Walker.
right. And then what did she do?
She made her own hair grower that that her hair fell out, and so she made this amazing hair grower so that your hair doesn't fall out anymore.
That's right. And she then, when she done that, she helped a lot of people, didn't she? When she became a million, she helped quite a few people, didn't she?
She had
What's that? She had who?
she had a lot of women working for
That's
her.
right, she did. So she helped a lot of people along the way, didn't she? It was let's find it. She had about over 700 people, didn't she? Also working for her along the way.
Speak up.
Sorry, all the passions left me now. She says, I've calmed down now. Sorry. Right. So the next person we're going to read about today briefly is
Elijah McCoy.
And they call him the
real McCoy.
That's right. And so when was he born?
He was born 1843 and he died 1929.
Right, go and read it, baby.
Young Elijah McCoy loves machines. He would take things apart just to see how they worked. Then he would put the parts back together again. People knew Elijah was very smart, and they knew he would do something very special when he grew up. Elijah was born in
Where are you? Colchester.
On Ontario, Canada. Blessings, Ringo. His parents had escaped there from slavery in the United States. The McCoys The McCoys made sure their children went to school. They wanted them to have a good education. When Elijah was 16 years old, he went to school in Scotland to learn drafting. Drafters drew plans for new machines and buildings. Workers used the drawings to build the machines or buildings. Elijah also studied engineering. Engineers plan how to build such things as canals, bridges, and oil wells.
So do you see how important it is to be, and how important that job is, an engineering job? Because without if they didn't make these plans, if they didn't have these ideas and etc., you see the bridges that we wouldn't have those bridges to help us get along to the other side of the world, or the other side of the road, or wouldn't have the canals where those boats, those barges can go down to bring food and
the canals.
All different types of things. So it's very important that we have these engineers.
Elijah studied hard. He finished his training and became master mechanic and engineer.
So you see what did it say? He studied hard, didn't he? So he actually made sure he went out of his way to study what it was that he was interested in, isn't it?
Elijah decided to live in...
Oh wow, now this is a name that we have never ever heard before. We'll leave it as that. It says it's spelled YPSILANT. I've never heard that name before. I am not even gonna try to pronounce it, but in Michigan. It's a place in Michigan. Go on.
How do you know?
It says Michigan there.
Oh. But he could not find a job as an engineer. Although slavery had ended in the United States, there still was prejudice against black people. Prejudice against black people. Elijah had to escape a job as the fireman and oilman for the Michigan Central Railroad. Elijah had to solve tons of coal.
Yeah, tons of coal
Into the firebox of the train. It was hard work. At that time, trains ran on steam. Steam was made when water heated in boilers by burning coal. Elijah had other work too. He oiled moving parts of the train. Every few miles, the train would stop so that Elijah could oil the parts. If parts rubbed together, they could stick and stop the train. Oil kept the parts from sticking. Oiling moving parts of a train or machine is called lubricating. Elijah wanted to find a better way to lubricate the moving parts other people had.
Other people had
tried to make oiling tools, but none of them worked very well. Elijah thought about it and came up with an answer.
Right, so we're going to end it right there. Thank you once again for tuning in to Bless Radio 1. It was a very emotional show today because we're real people at the end of the day. We are real people, and you know, we have to let you guys know that we are real people also, and that you can, you know, we what's the word, Bless, Brother Bless, we can feel what you feel, because and I know that you can feel what we feel. We're just, you know, we can understand each other's feelings. We're not, just because we're behind this on radio doesn't mean that we can't feel what you guys feel like. Then we don't understand. We're all going through something at the end of the day. This is why we say, call in, text in, you know, let us know what you're going through, because we're going through it as well. You know, you could advise us, we can advise you, we can help each other. This is a community. This is about love. Bless is about love. It's all about love on this radio station. And when we say what we say and we feel what we feel, is because we love, we care. And we want to care for our community. We want to care for our people, care for our family as best that we can. Like I said, not everybody's going to accept it. Not everybody wants it. People will reject it, or whatever the case may be. But love, we love, we love. So I'm going to end this show with a song. It's a Dennis Brown song, but Maxi Priest is actually singing it, and it's called Love Me Always. Tune in next week. I'll be here next week from 4. Even sometimes I don't start at 4 and I have to apologise, but from 4 till 6 on Bless Radio 1. Have a blessed evening, and it's always a pleasure to talk to the community. I love you guys, my community. So have a blessed evening.
And no one would make you blue. other man to keep on guarding you. There ain't nobody else, babe. Just please let me stand by, and no one will make you blue. Darling, I need you. There ain't nobody else, baby, but you. Darling, I need you. Can't you see I love you? There ain't nobody else to be mine, to be mine, to be mine, to be mine, baby. Oh, love, 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 love me all.